Lecture 3, Part 1, Acceptance Sampling Plans and some basic concepts. So in this lecture, we will explain the following concepts. Introductory part of acceptance sampling plans, some basic concepts needed to understand the acceptance sampling plans, single sampling plan, double sampling plan, multiple sampling plan, and sequential sampling plan. So in this lecture, I will discuss all the sampling plans in brief, and our focus is on the basic concepts. Now let us discuss the introductory part of acceptance sampling plans. Inspection of raw materials, semi-finished products and finished products is one of the aspects of quality assurance. Quality of the raw materials can be examined with respect to certain quality specifications. Here, certain quality specifications of interest can be classified into two types, namely variables and attributes. The qualitative specifications which are capable of numerical measurements are known as variables. For example, lifetime of the products, width, height, weight of the products, etc. are known as variables. Whereas the quality specifications which are not capable of numerical measurements are known as attributes. For example, color, taste, smoothness, hardness, etc. are called attributes. Thus, the quality of the materials can be examined with respect to variables as well as attributes. Further, the quality of the materials can be maintained in two distinct phases: process control and product control. Here, maintaining the quality of the products through the quality control charts is known as process control, whereas maintaining the quality of the products through the acceptance sampling plans is known as product control. Earlier we have discussed about the process control by explaining the various types of control charts, particularly control charts for variables and control charts for attributes. Now let us discuss the various acceptance sampling plans for product control. Acceptance sampling plan. A sampling plan under which a decision is taken about the acceptance or rejection of the lot based on the sample information is known as acceptance sampling plan. So acceptance sampling plans can be classified into four types: single sampling plan, double sampling plan, multiple sampling plan, and sequential sampling plan. So what is single sampling plan? A sampling plan under which a decision is taken about the acceptance and rejection of the lot based on the single sample, then the sampling plan is known as single sampling plan. Whereas a decision is taken about the acceptance and rejection of the lots based on the first and second sample information, then the plan is called double sampling plan. That is, depending upon the number of samples to be inspected, the sampling plans can be classified into different ways: single sampling plan and a double sampling plan. Next, multiple sampling plan. Multiple sampling plan is the extension of double sampling plan. That is, a sampling plan in which a decision is taken about the acceptance and rejection of the lot based on more than two samples. Then the sampling plan is known as multiple sampling plan. Next, sequential sampling plan. Sequential sampling plan is a plan where units are to be inspected at each time and a decision is taken immediately. So obviously, in the process of sampling inspection, sampling units are selected one by one. So when a sampling unit is selected, based on the information on the sampling unit, a decision is taken whether to accept or reject the lot. In a position where we are not able to take a particular decision on the sampling unit, another random sampling unit is selected and a decision is taken about the acceptance and rejection of the lot. So at each time a sampling unit is selected and a decision is arrived whether to accept or reject the lot. So such a sampling procedure is known as sequential sampling plan. So in this way, acceptance sampling plans can be classified into four types: single sampling plan, double sampling plan, and multiple sampling plan, sequential sampling plan. That is, depending upon the number of samples to be inspected, sampling plans can be classified into different types. In order to understand all these acceptance sampling plans, we need to discuss some basic concepts. So first, let us discuss process control. We have already discussed the process control. It is the process of maintaining the quality of the products through the statistical quality control charts. And product control, it is the process or a plan of maintaining the quality of the products through the acceptance sampling plans. Next, consumer risk. When we adapted certain sampling procedures or sampling schemes, we come across two situations. They are accepting a bad lot or rejecting a good lot. That is, in a situation where accepting a bad lot is risk to the consumer, then such risk is known as consumer risk. In other words, the probability of accepting a bad lot is called consumer risk. Next, producer risk. While accepting or rejecting the lots based on the sample information, sometimes a good lot may be rejected. A good lot may be rejected based on the sample information or based on the criteria is taken under sampling scheme. Then producer has to face the risk. Such risk is known as producer risk. So in other words, the probability of rejecting a good lot is known as producer risk. Producer risk is denoted by alpha, whereas consumer risk is denoted by beta. So the main objective of these sampling plans is to minimize the consumer risk as well as producer risk. Average outgoing quality. In rectifying sampling plan, if a sequence of lots submitted to inspection, then we can determine the average proportion defective P at the outgoing stage of the lots, that is at the stage of disposition of the lots. Now the expected number of defective items be P into capital N minus small n. P into capital N minus, this is capital N. All these items are to be accepted by the consumers. Thus, the expected number of defective items can be expressed as P into capital N minus small n. The ratio P into capital N minus small n divided by n is known as average outgoing quality, where Pa is the probability of acceptance. When n is very large, then average outgoing quality is defined as Pa into P, small p. So like that we can define average outgoing quality. Next we will discuss lot tolerance percentage defective. If PT is the proportion defectives at which consumer is tolerate to accept the lot, then 100 into PT is called lot tolerance percentage defectives. That is, PT is the proportion defective in the lot where the consumer is tolerate. Then 100 into PT is called lot tolerance percentage defective. Next we will discuss the operating characteristic curve. Operating characteristic function is the functional relationship between P and probability of acceptance. That is, the relationship between P, which is considered on the x-axis, and L of P, probability of acceptance, which is considered on the y-axis, is known as operating characteristic function. Just by plotting all the operating characteristics values, that is L of P values, against P, we get a curve which is known as OC curve. So here the probability of accepting a lot is maximum at a particular proportion number of defectives. For example, let it be P1, for example, P1. Okay. So P1 is called acceptance quality level. So P1 is the proportion number of defectives which is very lesser value. Then the probability of accepting the lot at the minimum proportion number of defectives is maximum. Then P1 is called acceptance quality level. Whereas acceptance quality level. Next we will discuss the rejection quality level. In this graph, the probability of accepting a lot is minimum, say for example 0.05. The probability of accepting a lot is 0.5 at the level, at the proportion number of defectives PT, for example, P suffix T. then the level PT is called rejection quality level. So generally which will be maximum at which consumers are not tolerate. So in this way we can define acceptance quality level and rejection quality level. So whereas acceptance quality level, the probability of accepting the lot is maximum. For example, say 0.95. The probability of accepting the lot is 95 at a particular level of P1, proportion number of defectives, where P1 would be very small. Then P1 is called AQL and PT is called RQL. So like that we can define acceptance quality level and rejection quality level. That is, just by constructing OC curve under any sampling plan, we can determine so what would be the acceptance quality level and what would be the rejection quality level. Next we will discuss acceptance sample number. So average sample size required to arrive at a decision is known as acceptance sampling plan. So which is defined as n plus PA into capital N minus small n. So this is known as average sample number under single sampling plan, where P of A is the probability of acceptance. Clearly, when we adopt a sampling procedure, in a situation where we accept the lot, we have to inspect small n number of items. In a situation where the lot is rejected, we need to inspect capital N minus small n units, and all those items found as defective should be replaced by non-defective items, and all those items should be accepted by the consumers. Therefore, P of A into n into capital N minus n will be the expected number of items to be inspected when the lot is rejected. So on an average, the total number of sampling units should be inspected is n plus P of A into capital N minus small n, which is known as acceptance sample number. So thank you very much. In the next video we will discuss the single sampling plan and a double sampling plan in detail.